To make this pattern, take any size yarn and have the corresponding crochet needle that you see found on the back of any of your crochet labels. For me, I'm using size 5 bulky yarn in 100% nylon. This is a Scrubology yarn. Nice rough yarn here that could be good for a scrubby or nice and sturdy for a coaster. I'm using it in bright pink. I have my corresponding crochet hook and of course a tapestry scissors. And then we'll get started. We'll begin with a slip knot. And then take your crochet hook and insert. You can tighten here. We'll start by chaining 6 stitches, yarn over, pull that loop through, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You can always count your stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With this pattern and every pattern, you want to make sure you have the correct stitch count. Then this first stitch here, you're going to insert your hook. Right now you have 2 loops. You actually want 3 loops. So you want to insert your hook so that the whole first stitch, you kind of have to work around here. So you insert your hook there, and then so you can have 3 loops on your hook. From here, you'll yarn over and pull your yarn through the first 2, and then the last one. We've now made a circle here. From here, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and add 4 double crochets into this center circle. Double crochet, we yarn over, insert our hook into the circle, yarn over and pull through a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 of those loops, yarn over, pull through 2 of those loops. That's a double crochet. Let's do it again. Pull through 2, pull through 2. We need to do that 2 more times for a total of 4. And 1 more time. If you were to count the stitches, you would count 5. The first chain plus 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochets. From here, chain 3, and turn your work. You'll notice we're making this heart starting from the bottom, working our way up. You've turned your work. Now, this chain, and then where we double crocheted, right in between there, we'll add 3 double crochets. Yarn over, insert your hook. Pull through 2, pull through 2. We'll do that 2 more times. Then from here, right at the end, so in between this last stitch and the stitch before, add 4 double crochets. Oh, let me finish this. There we go. Add 4 double crochets. From here, chain 3, and turn your work. You'll notice a lot of what we do is a big pattern and a lot of repeating double crochets throughout until we get to the border. So here, in between that first and second stitch, let's add 3 double crochets. Then we have an extra space that we just made. Let's add 3 double crochets to the space. And then for our ending pieces, we always add 4 double crochets right in between the last stitch and the stitch before. From here, chain 3 and turn your work. You'll notice we're progressively increasing, making that heart grow. We started with 1 cluster, 2 clusters, we just did 3. So this round we'll do 4 clusters. 3 double crochets right in between that first stitch and the next. Then in these spaces, we add 3 double crochets. Then, as we did before, because we're at the end, we'll add 4 double crochets right in between this last stitch and the stitch before. From here, chain 3 and turn your work. Before we go on to our next row, If I overlay this, as you see, we're just progressively increasing here. I'm using 100% nylon, so the fabric is really sticky, it's stiff. I'm having to kind of pull it apart so that it doesn't just bunch up. If you're using another fabric, you may not have that issue. We'll do as we did before, 3 double crochets right in between this first stitch and the second. Then in those spaces, we'll do 3 double crochets. And then, like we've done many times before, at the end of the row, we add 4 double crochets doing the last stitch and the stitch before. From here, chain 3 and turn your work. From here, count your rows, starting with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we increased for 5 rows. Now we decrease. This is as wide as our heart will be. Now we'll decrease. We already chained 3. So instead of putting double crochets as we've been doing between the first stitch and that next stitch, we won't do that this time. We'll add 3 double crochets to the spaces. Yarn over and add 3 double crochets. From here, instead of adding 4 double crochets at the end of the row like we've done before, we'll just add 1 double crochet. Chain 3, and turn. You chained 3 and turned your work. Now, we'll skip this first space and add 3 double crochets to to the second space. If you see, it's like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. Skip the first one and add 3 double crochets to the second one. We're making the humps of our heart. Chain 3 stitches, turn over, pull through 1, 2, and 3. We'll slip stitch in this next space, so insert your hook, bring that yarn through, and then bring that loop through. Chain 3. And then in this next space, double crochet 3. From here, chain 3. And to complete our heart, in this space here, you'll slip stitch. Put your crochet hook through, pull up a loop, and then pull through. To add our border, let's start by chaining 1 stitch. That'll be the height of our border. You've chained 1, now add 3 single crochets. To single crochet, insert your hook, yarn over and pull through a loop. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops. That's a single crochet. We'll add 3 of those total. It may feel like you're crocheting on top of each other. That's perfectly fine. Your stitches will spread out. We're going to be working around here, so you're going to turn your work as you go. Then here on the side, you could actually pull up this little side piece here. We're going to add 3 single crochets underneath there. So it's just right here. Insert your hook, add 3 single crochets. In the next space, add 3 single crochets, and you'll continue that, adding 3 single crochets in every space around your heart, making a nice chunky border to add the shape that we want and just define this heart. 3 single crochets to your border. Once you get to the bottom piece here, this is our chain 6 that we made at the beginning of this project. So instead of adding 3 single crochets to this bottom piece here. And again, it may feel like you're crocheting on top of one another. The stitches will fill out. You may have to move them, kind of slide them over so you have room, but we chained 6, so you will have enough room to add 6 single crochets. And from here, To our next space, we'll continue on adding 3 single crochets around the heart. Now that we're here at the top, instead of crocheting into the spaces, we're going to crochet into these stitches. There's 3. First one we'll do is a half double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, and then pull through those 3 loops on your crochet hook. This next space, double crochet, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2, and pull through 2. The next space, half double crochet, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through these 3 loops. We've increased that here. On this slope down from our heart, add 3 single crochets. In this space that separates the heart, we'll slip stitch, yarn over, and slip so you pull it through. And then 3 single crochets on the slope. So we're mirroring what we did before. To continue our pattern, we'll start with a half double crochet in this first stitch. In this next stitch, double crochet. In this next stitch, half double crochet. And now, on the down slope, 3 single crochets. From here, that should get you back to where we started, the bordering. You'll slip a stitch, bring that hook in between those 2, and pull the stitch through. And now we can use our scissors and fasten off. These beautiful hearts can be used as coasters if you use the Scrubology yarn. Use them as scrubbies for your face or dishes. They're beautiful decor or even as a gift. Let me know in the comments below if you made hearts. And if you have any tips for other crocheters who may have watched this video. This pattern is reversible and you can use as many colors or fabrics, different yarn fabrics as you'd like.